Communication is tough, especially in a marriage. Let's be honest. We don't always hear things exactly as they're said. And sometimes, even if we hear things literally, we misinterpret the meaning that's behind those words. It's important in a marriage that you establish a relationship where you never want to hurt each other, either physically nor verbally. Focus on the fact that as a married couple, you are one flesh. You wouldn't want to hit your hand with a hammer. You shouldn't want to hurt your spouse with your words either. Instill this attitude and this understanding into your marriage. You will find it'll help to avert or diffuse conflict. I've been in a lot of arguments with my wife in our 30-plus years of marriage. And while we do our best to follow the rules of engagement we've set for ourselves, occasionally one of us will stray in the heat of the moment. But one rule that we have that we really hold as sacred is the rule that we will never intentionally hurt the other. And we trust that in each other. So even in the midst of heated argument, if one of us were to pause and say, "Whoa, that comment really hurt me," that will typically bring the conflict to a grinding halt, and it's followed with an apology. The offended partner genuinely believes the apology and shows grace by offering forgiveness. Sometimes hurtful things are said that were never intended to be hurtful. They might be misheard, misinterpreted, or put into a context that was completely unintended. So pausing the fight at that point allows the offender to restate or explain what was intended. Now, that may sound idealistic to you, but I can tell you this works if you're both committed to the long-term growth and success of your marriage. Because when you are, you realize that no one benefits by tearing down or verbally wounding their partner. Sometimes your words can get ahead of your brain and you say something regrettable that you wish you could take back. It takes discipline on both spouses for this to work. Instinct tells us that if we get hurt, we need to strike back in a bigger and bolder way. "Oh yeah, you hurt me, I'll hurt you back." That never ends well. The escalation of injury leads to things being said that are hard or even impossible to retract. But stopping at the first sign of injury allows you to refocus the conflict away from the person and back to the issue at hand. If it was a misunderstanding, this allows for clarification as to the real intent. Let me give you a very practical tool here. Once you pause and say, "That comment really hurt me," take the chance to say, "What I'm hearing you say is," and then explain what it is that you've heard and how you've interpreted it. And let the other person take their turn. "Well, what I hear you saying is," and then take the chance to unpack and explain what it is you've heard and how it's affecting you. And it's amazing, just doing this will help you to realize that, wow, I can see how that was misinterpreted. I can see how what you heard was hurtful, but it wasn't my intent. And when you understand it really wasn't the intent, you need to pause and forgive and move forward. Establish this rule in your marriage. Never intentionally hurt. Look to the heart of your spouse, and you'll find that while you may not stop arguing, you'll stop hurting each other in the course of your arguments.